I hope everybody had a good New Year's. I know ours was eventful. That's why I'm wearing the glasses. So on New Year's, we decided that we were going to go out for New Year's, which we haven't done in a very long time. So we went out, and after celebrating, we got to bed probably at like 3 o'clock, and I just decided, just to sleep in my contacts. I've done it before many times, not a big deal. Wake up around 9 o'clock. I know, only 6 hours sleep. I woke up around 9 o'clock, and my eyes were dry, and they were kind of not feeling very good, so I took out my contacts. And then about noon, it started. Whenever I would close my eyes, even if I didn't close my eyes, it felt like I had been swimming in a super chlorinated pool for like the past day. You know that burning that you feel? And then every 3 or 4 minutes, it was like somebody just took a little grain of salt and just dropped it right on my eye. It was horrible. Horrible. All day. And I thought, it's just going to go away. And then just wait it out, it'll go away. So it went all afternoon and all evening. And, at night it got to be really bad. So I took a glass of water, and how you suction your eye on it and you swish it around. Did that, nothing. Couldn't sleep very well, and finally, what was it? Probably about 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning. I was like, I've got to go, and so I was trying, quietly to get my stuff, because the hospital is like 3 blocks away, and I was just gonna go to the emergency room because I couldn't take anymore. And I accidentally woke up, and Sean was like, woke Sean up, and he's like, what are you doing? And I said, I've got to go to the emergency room. My eyes are killing me. And so he got up and, got dressed and walked over there with me, and we got there, and I knew that they had numbing stuff for my eyes because I've had it before. I don't know how I knew, but, just a little drop, and you can't feel anything. So he went in there, and he gave me a drop, and I was like, oh, so much better. And then he put some dye, some red dye in my eyes, and looked at it with fluorescent light, or black light or blue light, to see if there were any scratches, and he didn't see any scratches. And then he called, and the ophthalmologist said that I should go in at 8 o'clock. And he said, well, they told me I couldn't give you any more numbing for your eye. I was like, oh. So I came back here and I slept for about 2 hours, and Sean woke me up. And then about 7:45, we walked back over there. And also, I'm really sensitive to light, my eyes. So I was trying to, shelter my eye like this, And we got over there, and they got me in, and they had me fill out some paperwork. And my eye, I'm not crying. My eyes are just watering like crazy, and my nose is running and everything. And so I get in there, and they, drop that numbing stuff in my eyes, and they said, this is the last time we can do this, because it can be toxic. And I'm like, oh, great. And so that took away the granular feeling, but still I wasn't, it didn't take away the sensitivity to light at all. And what did they do? They dilated my pupils, and for the next 45 minutes I was looking into the brightest light I've ever seen in my entire life. It was so bright I could see the blood vessels in my eyes. It was horrible. Horrible. They said that my cornea wasn't scratched or anything, but that my eye was obviously irritated. And so after, it must have been 2 hours, they gave me a prescription for antibacterial eye drops, and they told me to get some, natural tears, non-preservative. And I'm supposed to use the antibacterial drops 4 times a day, and the natural tears every hour. So I went to Bartell's, which is a local drugstore. Well, Sean drove me, and I'm still doing this because my eyes are dilated, and I'm getting a headache, and I am just so tired. My eyes are so tired because if you break an arm, or you cut yourself really bad, it hurts, and then you kind of bandage it up and you don't move it. So with your eye, you have to blink, and every blink is and I would just anyway. So I went to Bartell's, a local drugstore, and I got the prescription, and it was $35. I was like, they didn't take off, my insurance. I guess my insurance didn't cover it or anything. And then I got the full bill, a bottle this big, $125. A little tiny bottle. Whoa! So all week I was dropping that stuff in my eye, and it did feel much better, and it feels very, very, very much better, much better. So I went in today again for my checkup, and I was there from 2 to like 4:15, and they did some more. They dropped that numbing stuff, and then they had it almost looked like this pin, only it was blue and it was a little bit wider, and they said look forward, and they pressed it against my pupil, my eyeball. I was like, oh, what is that for? I mean, it didn't really hurt because I was numb. I guess she said she was testing the pressure of my eye. And then they dilated my eye again and shined whatever, bright lights into my eye, and I can see blood vessels again. And even now, what time is it? It's like 7 o'clock our time, and I have my eyes dilated at 2 o'clock. 5 hours later, my eyes are still dilated. And if you've never had your eyes dilated before, you can't see. Everything is kind of fuzzy. You can't see up close. You can't read. It's a mess, and you're really sensitive to light, of course. So now I go back on. Oh, and they prescribed for me some steroids, because they said right now it's as if that my eye is healed, and they never said quite what I had. They don't think it was bacterial. They think it was just irritated, but my eye is healed. So it's like the dead skin cells of my eye is starting to come off or whatever. So they gave me some steroids to drop in my eye to speed the healing. I'm supposed to go back Friday at 2 o'clock. So I'm glad I have these glasses. Yes, I am. But New Year's resolutions, and I know this probably has been talked about forever, for the past week, but I decided that this year, usually my New Year's resolutions are focused on myself. Like, I am going to make sure I go to the gym, or I'm going to eat right, or I'm going to do this and that. This year, I'm focusing in on other people. And so, 3 New Year's resolutions this year. One of them is to not talk negative about other people, and that means like jokingly, or saying that something bad, or pointing out something that I might disagree with, to make fun of them. And I usually don't do that, but it's hard to if you're talking about somebody that is just being ridiculous, how we kind of slip into that, or I slip into that. So this year I'm going to focus on really not doing that, because it doesn't benefit anybody. You can't say something nice, don't say it at all, kind of thing. And the second thing is, if Sean asks me to do something for him, I'm just going to do it. Like, if we're sitting on the couch and he says, can you get me a drink of water, I'm just going to do it. Because that's showing how much I care for him. I'm not going to say, no, can you do it? I'm just going to do it. So whenever he does stuff like that, I'm just going to willingly do it without any sort of comment or anything. Like, sure, I'll do it for you. And the third thing, I'm not too sure how to do this yet. If you have any suggestions, let me know. But just really focus on being not necessarily a peacemaker, but somebody who just shows peace. There's so much chaos in the world, and I know some people who are just around them, and it's just peaceful. And that's what I want to try to figure out how to be this year. So that's my rambling about New Year's. I hope everybody had a great New Year's and a safe New Year's, and I will see you later. Okay, guys, bye.